Sports, back then and nowadays. Sports are as old as the hills. Documentation of great sports dates back to the ancient Greek times, when the first Olympic Games were held in 1776 BC. These games still flourish today, with the Olympiad celebrated every 4 years, as was the case long time ago. In addition to the Olympic Games, there is the World Cup, which is also the most important event for soccer fans, players, clubs, and businesses. Sports in ancient Greek included many types that were developed over the centuries. Other sports were also included on the way. However, the concept of sports and what makes a good sports person are the concepts that change the most over time. Ancient Greeks practiced sports in gymnasiums. However, gymnasiums were places where sportsmen received much more than practice in sports. They got lessons in mathematics, literature, philosophy, and logic. Yes, the gymnasium was the place where a sportsman shaped his character, in addition to his athletic skills. The Greeks believed competition is the best way to reach perfection, so they held the Olympic Games. However, did the sportsmen of that era receive what those of today receive? In fact, sportsmen of that time were competing for perfection, regardless of any trophies or prizes in reward. Indeed, the maximum the sportsman aspired for back then was a wreath or a ribbon, and of course a title of excellence. Nothing more. So money, gold, palaces, and fame were out of question, and so were millions of dollars worth deals that we witness nowadays. Since there is much to win as a champion in today's sports festivals, it is sensible to choose only the elite players who can achieve and realize all this wealth to everyone included in the business of sports. However, in the ancient Greek sports, anyone who spoke Greek could participate in the games and show his abilities and skills. There were no boundaries and complicated procedures like the ones that prevail today. During the season of the ancient Olympics, people from all over the Greek Empire flooded the city of Olympia to watch in awe the fine skills of sportsmen of that age. All that happened without electronic scoreboards, stopwatches, calculators, and nothing to keep the crowd interested and entertained. The games back then were done without serious problems, while we today can do this at a high school meet without difficulties. What happened to all these traditions nowadays? During the second half of the 20th century, sports became a business, a huge division of entertainment where billions of dollars are included. This especially happened in football. There are many instances of buying victories through paying big amounts of money. There are rarely any clean games nowadays. Top players are paid unbelievable salaries and gather millions of dollars. That has become their aim, rather than excellence in skills that controlled the ancient sports. Let's watch one example.
With talent and fame comes lots and lots of money. When looking at the world's rich and famous, it's hard to ignore the great athletes and sports stars around the world. These athletes boast some of the highest salaries imaginable, and as their popularity rises, so do their paychecks. Here today are the highest paid athletes on earth. Let's get it on. It's no secret that high-profile athletes have monumental salaries. However, when you combine that with endorsements, sponsorships, personal business acumen, and other bonuses, these men and women make a staggering income. And most of them aren't afraid to spend like it as well. It's no wonder why almost every kid at some stage wants to be a famous sports star when they grow up. Let's take a look. Lionel Messi. The 31-year-old Lionel Messi is forward for Spain's FC Barcelona, as well as the captain of Argentina's national team, and today he's considered to be one of the wealthiest football players of our time. In 2017 alone, Messi made a staggering $111 million from his salary, bonuses, and endorsements, as reported by Forbes. Moreover, his current contract with Barcelona reportedly pays him $645,000 a week, up until the year 2021. So he won't be running out of pocket change anytime soon. Messi has also signed a lifetime endorsement deal with Adidas, which is estimated to be greater than $12 million per year. Nevertheless, Adidas isn't the only company he's doing business with. Huawei, Hawkers, Gatorade, and Pepsi are all big brands that want his name associated with them. He's even getting a Chinese theme park bearing his name, which is set to open in 2020. So how does the football star spend his fortune? Well, Messi has taken a liking to luxury cars. He owns a Ferrari F430 Spider, a Maserati Gran Turismo MC Stradale, and even an Audi R8, all worth hundreds of thousands of dollars combined. The mansion that this football player calls home is literally shaped after a football. Despite its novelty, the house is on a prime piece of real estate located outside Barcelona, which has a view of the Catalan Mountains and has easy access to a nearby beach. Of course, the property does include a football pitch, several of them in fact, just in case the mood to practice strikes him. Fortunately, he doesn't just blow his money on cars and clothes, but invests heavily in charitable causes. In 2007, Messi and his father formed the Lionel Messi Foundation, which helps vulnerable children around the world, especially those suffering from health conditions. What's not to like about this guy?
In the 1970s and the 1980s, football games became so dangerous to attend due to riots, violence, and drunkenness. Millions of dollars were paid to keep the game safe, and there have been many failures. These sad incidents made it necessary for the authorities to try to make the game safe at any cost. Many improvements were brought into football arenas, like providing seats for all viewers, supplying family entertainment programs, and magazines for fans to express their viewpoints on paper rather than violently in stadiums and on the streets. Unfortunately, unlike in the old sports, where the skills and sportsmanship were the standard by which a sportsman was judged elite or not, nowadays nationalism is the number one standard. Supporters look up at the nationality of a player or a team, rather than their fine skills and sportsmanship. In this regard, fans have invented original ways to show their support of certain players and teams, using face painting, clothes, hats, and the like. These show much enmity rather than mere support, most of the time. People now refer to football as a culture because it includes a special way of acting, expressing ideas, beliefs, and standards. It is truly a new culture.